They're telling me, JSO, that they are waiting to do a little more investigating before they officially make an arrest. But one thing they have confirmed that there was an active meth lab inside this apartment complex here in Mandarin. Right now, it's clear. The scene is clear. People who were evacuated earlier this morning are allowed to go back into their homes at this point. And so that part is finished, but the investigation is far from over. Now, I want to show you this video of JFRD and the bomb squad. They left maybe about an hour ago from the scene. They confirmed that there was an active meth lab inside. It could be a small cooker. They're still not sure if there was actual meth or residue in there, but they have confirmed that the people inside this apartment complex were actively cooking meth. Now, this all started around 2 o'clock this morning when officers showed up. They weren't even coming for anything related to this. They were coming for a domestic disturbance because there were at least 2 people inside that apartment complex yelling. But from then, police say they saw and smelled things that looked like a meth lab, and at that point, their investigation changed. So it's cleaned up, taken out everything here, for the most part, back to normal. No one, again, has been taken into custody or arrested at this point. Officers told me just a short while ago that they will continue to gather information, continue their investigation to determine what charges, if any, will be filed. Reporting live this morning in Mandarin, Kumasi Sierra on Channel 4, the local station. They're trying to find people who live in the immediate area and any other witnesses who might give them any type of sense of exactly what happened here. Let me just show you what the scene looks like. In addition to looking for those witnesses, they're also collecting evidence here. This happened maybe about 4 hours ago. Still very active here. Police still trying to piece together all the evidence and clues here. One thing they are really trying to figure out is a suspect. Right now, they do not have a vehicle description. They do not have a suspect. So those are going to be 2 big pieces of evidence as this moves forward. Reporting live here, Kumasi Sierra on Channel 4, the local station. Good morning. Yes, this morning they are investigating 2 separate shootings. Let me show you where I am now. This is on Detali and on Cleveland streets at the intersection, right beyond where you see the crime scene unit. That is where this shooting happened, and it happened early this morning. But as the sun is coming up, you see a lot of neighbors out here coming just to kind of figure out what happened here. And this is the second early morning shooting that we've had. The other one about 5 miles away from here. In that case, it was a 19-year-old black man found unconscious on a sidewalk on North Market Street between 18th and 19th Streets by a relative. Apparently, the man had a gunshot wound to his chest, and his relative drove him to UF Health, where he's in stable condition. But because he's unconscious, he was unconscious at that time, he couldn't provide any information, and neither could the relative. Now, back to where we are now, here in Detali and Cleveland, police got here around 2:30 this morning, getting a call about gunshots, and they found a man lying at the end of the driveway right by the street, shot to death. Now, they're not saying anything about where this man was shot or how many times, but they are saying that he's a black man. They don't have his name or his age right now. We talked to police this morning about it, and they told us what's next in their investigation. So almost 5 hours since the shooting happened, and you can still see police out here investigating, trying to collect evidence. The crime scene unit here, they still have part of Detali Drive blocked off, but a lot of neighbors just coming by trying to figure out what happened here. Another thing that police say they are working to find out, they don't have a description of a vehicle that may have been involved in this shooting or a suspect, so right now still a lot of questions to be answered. Reporting live this morning, Kumasi Sierra on Channel 4, the local station. Well, there definitely have been some developments since we last checked in. Around 9:15, we noticed that there were some officers with the JSO SWAT team here, and they are still here investigating. Not exactly where the shooting or where the body was found this morning, but a couple of houses down, you can see them still there. And around 9:15, they came in with their weapons and walked up to that home. Several things happened after that. We saw them talking to several people in the street, and then one of the persons that they were talking to, a young man, they took him out of the house, handcuffed him, and put him into a JSO cruiser and drove off. There was also another man that they were speaking to as well. They put him inside the car, no handcuffs though, and they drove off. Still not saying much, police, about what's going on right now, but still just very active here. And where this shooting happened, what we do know is this all happened around 2 o'clock today, this morning. That's when the person's body was found here. They still don't know who that person is. They still don't have a suspect that they've told us about or a suspect vehicle, but definitely some developments here. The SWAT team is at a house that's 2 doors down from where that man was found. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as we get more confirmed information from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Reporting live, Kumasi Sierra on Channel 4, the local station. Yes, the sibling needed to get something out of that car, so he went outside and noticed that this 18-month-old boy was inside that car. And when deputies got there and first responders got there, his body temperature was around 103 degrees. So that is why his mother, Michelle King, is facing charges this morning and making her first appearance before a judge. Now, I want to show you some video that we got yesterday. News4JAX was there as deputies escorted King out of her Yulee home for questioning. Well, we're standing by waiting for more information. That first appearance just got started a few minutes ago. So we have our camera inside. As soon as we get more information, we'll bring it to you. But King has been in the Nassau County Jail since yesterday. That is when deputies told us that that 18-month-old toddler's brother found him inside that hot car with a body temperature of about 103 degrees. And deputies told us that they believe he'd been in that car for about 4 hours. Now, when this was all happening yesterday, News4JAX cameras were there as deputies led King out of her Yulee home to be questioned. Nassau County deputies say the family of 5 left home on Tuesday morning because King had to take the father to work. The couple has an 18-month-old twins, a boy and a girl, and also a 6-year-old boy. And deputies say King arrived at that home around 6:30 yesterday morning, went inside the house with the 6-year-old and the twin girl, then went to sleep forgetting about the twin boy. About 4 hours later, that 6-year-old went out to the car for something and was able to get the boy out of the car. Now, King did call 911, and the toddler had to be taken to UF Health with a body temperature of about 103 degrees. Now, what makes this a little bit troubling is this is the second case of a child left in a hot car in just a matter of 3 days. And there's also been 5 cases of this nationwide since last Wednesday. So parents that we talked to in the area say it's just really hard for them to think about. Now, King's children are in the custody of a family member while DCF investigates this to see if there are any other instances of neglect with the children. At last time we checked, the toddler was still in the hospital in stable condition. Reporting live this morning in Nassau County, Kamasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station. Good morning. Well, the judge just set a bond for $10,002. If she is able to meet that bond, she will be allowed to have contact with the victim, her 18-month-old son, but only with permission from the Department of Children and Families. We want to take you inside the courtroom. This is video that our cameras captured of her making her first appearance just a few minutes ago. She had a relatively calm demeanor, and when she approached the judge, he asked if she had an attorney. She replied no. He asked if she had a job. She told him she did not work. At that point, she was appointed a public defender. This is the first time we have seen her since yesterday. That is when she was charged with child neglect. Deputies say that King got at her house yesterday morning around 6:30, went into the house with her 6-year-old son and her twin daughter and went to sleep and forgot about her other twin, her son, in the car. About 4 hours later, the 6-year-old went out to the car, and that's when the 6-year-old found the toddler inside. They called 911. The boy was taken to UF Health. His temperature was about 103 degrees. So the latest information we have now, that bond set at $10,002, and the next court appearance scheduled will be on July 31st. Reporting live here at the Nassau County Courthouse, Kamasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station. Yes, they're saying definitely no foul play suspected. This is just a horrible accident, and right now, here where we are, you can see it's still very active here. The street's still blocked off because that truck where the man was found outside of is still here. Police are still investigating, and so still trying to piece together exactly what happened. This was all around 1:15 this morning when they got that 911 call, and they came here to Pugh's Auto Sales in response to a fire. This is here on Lenox Avenue. So when JSO got here with Jacksonville Fire and Rescue, they found this truck there just totally engulfed in flames, and then the man outside of that truck was found dead. So that video is really going to play a key part in trying to piece together what happened here. And investigators, although this happened at 1:15, still here trying to piece everything together. The road's still blocked off, but right now just calling this a very tragic accident as there is no foul play suspected, and throughout the day they are planning to work to figure out exactly what happened. Reporting live this morning on the west side, Kamasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, Kamasi, real quick, I know it's early. Are they detouring people through a neighborhood to get around this incident?
Well, actually, it looks like the street just may have been open. We just saw an officer clear part of the roadway, so that might not be an issue right now. And I don't see them detouring people because honestly, there hasn't been that much traffic here. But we just saw an officer leave, so that may mean the streets have been cleared. But we'll update you shortly on that. Well, the roads are definitely clear. Traffic is moving fine through this area. So now the focus is on the investigation and what exactly happened here. Right now, JSO is saying that this is just an accident, a very horrible accident. You can see them right now looking at that burned truck. They believe it caught on fire earlier this morning, and they got a call around 1:15 here at Pew's Sales and Service here on Lenox. And when they got here, they found a man who was outside of that truck dead. And so right now you can see them combing through evidence, trying to figure out exactly what happened here. But right now, definitely don't believe that foul play is suspected. They do believe that the man here was a security guard. He's on site here every evening. And so that's who they believe this is. But they're still trying to wait before they confirm that until the medical examiner does their investigation. We talked to them earlier this morning about how they believe this all unfolded. So you can definitely see just how badly burned that truck is, and investigators still combing through it, trying to gather what evidence that they can. Another piece of evidence here that will be extremely vital is that there is surveillance video from this business here. And they told us earlier this morning that they are waiting for the owners to arrive so they can look at that surveillance video and get a better sense of just how everything unfolded here. But right now, just a very horrible accident they believe here that they're investigating. Reporting live from the west side, Kumasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station. It is, because it all comes down to time. And in this instance, a witness told investigators that that Orange Park mother left her child in that SUV for about 30 minutes. The mother told News4Jax it was just 8 minutes while she went to the bathroom. But no matter how long it was enough time for some pretty serious side effects for that young child. Sweating but responsive. That's how deputies say they found 2-year-old Samuel on Wednesday after they say his mother left him in an SUV outside of a home.
When I made this mistake, I was mad at myself too. I'm like, dang, I just made a stupid mistake.
Jessica Burrows admits she was wrong for leaving her son, despite the steps she says she took as a precaution.
My truck was pulled up to my house. My house door was open. My windows were down. My truck driver's side window door was open. I was have him watched by multiple people. He wasn't just alone. I had neighbors watching him.
Burrows said the child was alone for 8 minutes while she went to the bathroom, but witnesses told investigators the child was alone for 30, which would be a violation of Florida law. It reads in part, quote, a parent, legal guardian, or other person responsible for a child younger than 6 years of age may not leave such child unattended or unsupervised in a motor vehicle for a period in excess of 15 minutes. John Harrell with the Department of Children and Families says every second matters.
These temperatures can get so hot in cars in just a matter of minutes.
This case comes after another in Nassau County, where mother Michelle King was charged for leaving her 18-month-old son in a hot car for about 4 hours while she slept. Jacksonville mother Vivian Guo is also facing child neglect charges after police say she left her 5-year-old daughter in a hot car in the parking lot of the Costco at the St. John's Town Center. With the 6 cases we've had in the Jacksonville area so far, there have not been any child deaths. And deputies say the mother in this most recent case, Burrows, was charged with a misdemeanor, not a felony, because she really didn't meet the criteria for that felony charge. And right now, the Department of Children and Families is investigating. Reporting live this morning, Kumasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station. Well, Nikki, in a petition filed by his attorney, Alvin Welch gives details about what he believes to have happened that led up to him using deadly force. Now, investigators say that he killed 31-year-old Joshua Hines by hitting him on the head with a baseball bat. Now, that happened back in January during a football watch party at Hines' home on the south side. Investigators say the two got into some kind of argument over how Hines was cutting the barbecue. In the petition, though, Welch's lawyer says Hines slapped his client's hand, knocking a plate and a knife to the floor. 6 times, though, it says Welch believed he saw Hines pick up the knife, but never does it assert that Welch actually saw Hines in possession of the knife. Now, this petition also says, quote, Mr. Welch didn't hit an innocent bystander with a baseball bat. Rather, Mr. Welch defended himself against Joshua Hines' unprovoked attack. Now, after that incident, investigators say that Welch ran from the house. They were able to find him a short while after that. His stand your ground hearing does start this morning at 11 a.m. Reporting live, Kumasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, thanks so much.
Neighborhoods.
Nakati. has received even more national recognition. Its mid-year sales are up more than 20% from last year, making it the third best-selling master plan community in the country.
Channel 4's Kamasi Aaron spoke with residents and developers, joins us live. They've got to be excited about this, pardon the pun here, development.
They are so excited because when you think about it, the top 5 master plan communities in the country, out of all of those, Nocatee was the only one to actually see a sales increase. So when I asked people who bought homes there why they did it, what makes Nocatee so popular, they say it's really about the amenities and the sense of community. Catherine Pepin is on her way to the Splash Water Park, just one of the many amenities she enjoys as a Nocatee homeowner.
You can go to the fitness club. You're so close to the beach too, because that's beach life, right? So, and what I like about it is you always have mommies that are very, very active, that have ideas, and we get together.
She and her family bought their home here at the beginning of the year, just one of the 505 homes sold here in the first 6 months of 2014. And it's that number real estate advisors use to rank Nocatee as the third best-selling master community in the nation.
We are very excited and very grateful.
Kelly Ray is with the Park Group, Nocatee's developer.
We were very expectant going into 2014 because we knew we had new neighborhoods opening up, we had new amenities that are going to be opening up. 2013 was a wonderful year for us.
In 2013, there were 838 homes sold in Nocatee, and the numbers so far this year show a 21% increase. Ray says with 9 new neighborhoods set to open and even more amenities on the way, the rest of the year is even more promising, something Pepin is looking forward to.
You know, when you have everything around you, you don't have to make loads of efforts to get things that you need. I guess it makes things so easy and simple. It makes people more happier.
And developers say they have even more expansions on the way, like they're planning some expansions to the water park you saw in the story. And overall, they say they just want to make sure they grow and try to keep up with the demand of the Nocatee lifestyle. Reporting live this morning, Kamasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station. Well, good morning. This doctor is saying because so many people spend time outdoors, those people are especially at risk because the ticks like to hide in grass and in wooded areas. And the most challenging part about this is that the symptoms, it's kind of hard to identify Lyme disease. So that's why this doctor says you have to be extra careful.
It's a bacteria that's harbored within the tick. Particularly, it's a species called Ixodes, which are deer ticks, which we have around here. And when the tick latches onto you, it allows that bacteria to go into your body.
Dr. DJ Williams with UF Health is talking about Lyme disease, one she says isn't too common, but not one to take lightly. She says there are several stages to Lyme disease. First, a deer tick latches onto a person. The tick has to be there for a full 3 days, and only 25% of those people will develop the disease. Second, a person develops a rash that Dr. Williams says looks similar to a bullseye. Third, the disease can cause nerve damage as well as severe arthritis. And the fourth is even more detrimental to your body.
If it's untreated in these early stages, Lyme disease can be chronic, meaning it can actually extend for years, where people have joint pain, heart trouble, nerve problems called neuropathies, which can affect any part of your body and can actually go on for the rest of their life.
She says the best way to keep yourself safe is to be aware when you're in grassy or wooded areas, wear long layers of clothing, and most importantly, be proactive.
Lyme disease can strike anybody at any age. Treatments are a little bit different than they are for adults than for little kids, but we have many treatment options which are very effective. So like I say, the real challenge with Lyme disease is identifying it in the first place. So that means being aware if you might have had an exposure.
Another thing that she recommends is also using a bug spray that has DEET in it. And also, when you get back from that outdoor activity, make sure you check your whole body and make sure everything's okay. Especially look for ticks in areas that they might hide, like your armpits or your scalp or even your ears. Reporting live, Kamasi.